can win you more than 20 grand on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Card Sharks. Thank you so much. You're very kind. We are in the middle of the first game in our best 2 out of 3 match, so we're going to open the board and get to the cards. Go ahead. Janice and Ann, if you will, start loading in the cards. We'll pick up right where we left off with these Card Sharks. Linda McGregor, our champion. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you again.
Good to be back.
Could you remind us again about yourself?
Sure, I'm Linda McGregor. I live in Van Nuys. I work as a communications consultant. And I just wanted to tell all the ladies out there, Jim, that you're so much more handsome in person.
All right.
You really
Does that
are.
mean I have to give you some more money there, Linda? Because we've already given you $5,400, which
Not
is
enough.
Not bad. Nice to see you back, Linda. Thank you. Our challenger, John Merwick. Hi, John.
Jim. How
Good
are
to see you. Would you remind us about yourself again?
Well, I'm from New York. I work in a discotheque there as a bartender. And the more I stay out here, the more I think I might stay out here. Just see what's happening as far as the bars and the discos go.
What's the biggest tip you've ever had?
$18 for one drink.
For one drink? That's pretty good.
I think the guy was dead drunk.
Dead drunk.
I didn't care.
Good luck. Each player has his or her own deck of 52 playing cards, shuffled and cut before we go in the air. The upper cards, the red cards, will be played by the champion, Linda. The lower card, the blue cards, played by our challenger, John. And as you can see, there's a game in progress. Linda needs 3 cards. John needs 4. That's the object of the game, to work your way across the board, predicting whether each card is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question based on a poll of 100 people. First game in our best 2 out of 3 match, and as we left off, it's question 3 to you, Linda. We sent our man on the street to a drive-in in Southern California on a cloak and dagger assignment. He took his life in his hands is what he did, friends. Our man on the street peeked into 100 cars at the drive-in. In how many of those cars were people necking?
Well, based on, not on my experience,
Yes.
I don't think it's too high. I see a lot of families. I would say 32.
32 were necking, John. Higher or lower?
No, I can't agree with that. Unless the picture was so bad that they were watching it, I never used the drive-in for a movie. I would have to say it's higher than that.
You say higher than that?
It's got to be.
Well, if it is higher, John, you'll go to the
All
board
right.
first. If not, it'll be Linda. The actual number of cars at the drive-in in which people were necking is 9. Not higher, lower, Linda. Oh, yes, Disney must have been playing that night. Linda, we left off with an 8 as your base card, but you won the question. You have the right to change it.
I'd love to change that.
You must play this one. It is a 2, a great change.
I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 2. It is a 9.
I'm going to have to freeze.
And you'll freeze it. We'll move the freeze bar over. They can't take those cards away, and you've kept John away from his cards, and that could be important right now because we're at the 4th and final question. It is sudden death. Someone has to win with this play of the cards. John, we asked 100 Marines. If you went to a doctor who was a woman, would you be embarrassed to take your clothes off? How many Marines said they would be embarrassed to take off their clothes?
No, to become a Marine, they go through this mental process where macho is everything, and they like to keep themselves in shape somewhat. I think very few, I'd say about 25 would say they would be embarrassed.
25 would be embarrassed, Linda. What do you think?
I'm going to have to say it would be higher.
You say higher. The actual number of Marines who were brave enough to take off their clothes in front of a woman doctor is 13. Not higher, it's lower, John.
No, the
All right, now, John, listen carefully. It's sudden death. You have an 8. You have the right to change it. You can try to turn over these 4 cards, but if you make one mistake, Linda wins the game. However, you can force Linda to play off the 9, which she cannot change. She would have to turn over 2 cards, or the game is yours. Your decision, John.
I'm gonna have
you
to
want to
pass.
play it yourself or force Linda to play it?
I'm going to have to force Linda to play and pass.
Okay, pressure's on, Linda. You must play off the 9. You have to turn these 2 cards over to win. One mistake, it belongs to John. Call this.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, it's a 5. You're halfway there.
Higher.
Higher than a
Let's go.
5 for the win. Yes, it's a 7. She did it. Pressure was on. She was equal to it. Game number 1 to the champion, Linda. $100. We play the best 2 out of 3. Game 2 coming up right after we take time out for this. Please watch. Game number 1 to the champion, $100, best 2 out of 3. So let's set up for the next game. Janice, if you will, same 2 decks of cards, often to help if you can remember what cards have been played. Linda, we asked 100 married women across the country, have you ever stayed awake all night waiting for your husband to come home? How many women said they had?
I've kept a lot of married friends company while they did that, but I would say 27.
27 have stayed up all night waiting for their husband. John, what do you think, higher or lower?
No. For one reason or another, I think it's going to be higher.
Higher than that?
Yeah. Came
The actual number of worried women who stayed awake all night waiting for their husband to come home is 38. It's higher, John. John, that all-important base card is a 5. Do you want
I'll keep it. I'll keep this one, and I'll say the next one's going to be higher.
Higher than a 5? Oh, no, it's another 5. Not higher.
My 5.
You lose that. That gives Linda a chance to play off a jack.
Yeah.
Call this one, Linda. You
Lower.
can't change it.
Lower.
Lower than a jack? Yes, it's a 10.
Low enough. I'll go lower.
Continuing risking that one and this one lower, and it is a 9. Jack 10, 9.
I've got a straight going. I think I'm going to freeze.
And she'll freeze. We'll move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away. Linda needs just 2 cards. John, the question to you. We polled 100 women executives across the country. Now, these women are all vice presidents of corporations. We asked them, which do you think requires the greater effort? A successful career or a successful marriage? How many women executives said a successful marriage requires more effort?
I think because the women are into business nowadays and things like that, I think it would have an effect on the marriage. So I think they're going to say that the marriage, and I think is about 55 will say the marriage is harder.
55 say that a successful marriage requires more effort, Linda. Higher or lower?
I agree, and I'll say it's even higher.
Even higher than that. The actual number of women executives who think it requires more effort for a successful marriage than a successful career is 75. Linda, yes, it's higher. Linda, we left off with a 9 as your base card. You want to keep it?
No, let's change that 9.
And we'll change it to a 3. Good
card.
change.
Good card. I'll go higher.
Higher than a 3. Yes, it's a 6. Now then, 1 card to go.
I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to say higher.
If this is higher, you've won the championship for the win. No. Big break for John. You lose both of them, John. Play off the 5 and call this.
I've got to say higher. It's
Higher
gotta
than
be.
a 5.
It's got to be.
It's a 7.
I'm going to go higher on this one. I'm going to take one more shot and say higher.
Higher than a 7? No, it's a 3. It's not higher. And you could not advance, couldn't take advantage of it as we fill in the spaces. Question 3 to you, Linda. We asked 100 women. Do you look better with a bra or without a bra? How many women said they look better without a bra?
Well, I think if they were honest, it would be pretty low. I would say that 13.
13 said they look better without a bra, John.
Definitely, it's got to be more. From what I've seen, they look better without a bra. It's got to be higher. It's got to be higher.
Well, we asked what they
I
think,
don't know.
John, not what you think.
Higher, definitely.
The actual number of women who said they look better without a bra is 15. John, they agree with you.
Let me see. I'm not having very much luck with that 5, but I'm going to change it. Yeah. I just feel lucky with the
Not
changing
having
it.
very much luck with it,
Not
but
at
I'll
all.
change it. Okay,
Yeah.
John, we'll change it to a 7. Not a good change.
Higher. I got to say higher.
Higher than a 7? No. Could not advance.
Good
Linda,
break.
play off the 3 and call this.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a 9.
I'm going to go, and I'll say lower.
She's going to try it. If this is lower than a 9, you've won the championship. It is. It's a 7. She did it. Congratulations, you've done it again. John, thank you so much for joining us. We have some nice party gifts. Don't get fun. Thank you, John. Linda, come on down here. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Jim.
She'll play the money cards where she can win thousands right after we take time out for this. You got so excited you lost your watch up there, Linda.
I did. Thank you.
Don't be excited. Relax. You're among friends. You've got $5,600, and we're going to open the board and get to the money cards right now. Come on up, Linda. Let's see if we can add to it now. $200 you just won in the game. That's yours to keep, as always. Now we got a brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut, and new money to play with. This time you're going to bet that money. Starting on the bottom line, $200 and those 3 cards. When you move to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. $50 minimum bets until you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must bet at least half the money. Okay? $200. Good luck. Choice of 2 base cards to start with. We have a 4. Do you want to play that?
I've had a lot of 4s. I
Okay.
like them. I'm going to bet $100, and I'll say higher.
Okay, now as I remember, one money card you got 3 5s in a row, another you
did.
got 3 queens in a row.
I did.
Let's not have that now.
No.
$100 higher than a 4. I don't want to see another 4. $100 higher? It's an ace. That's the way to get it. $300 and a big ace.
That's a magnificent card. I'll bet all 300 lower.
$300 lower than an ace. Yes, it's an 8. Now you're up to $600, but you're looking at an 8.
I know. I'll only bet 200, and I'm going to say higher.
Ooh, big bet on an 8. You're right up the middle of the card. You feel lucky, huh?
Yeah.
$200 higher than an 8. Oh no, it's an 8. You and your doubles, you're down to $400. However, we move that 8 up and give you the other $200 of betting money. Linda, you're back up to $600 and looking at an 8.
Think there's another 8? I'm only going to bet $100, and I'm going to say higher.
All right, come on. $100 higher than an 8? No, it's a 6. Down to $500, but a little better
Rats.
card now, a 6.
All right. I'm going to bet $250 that it's higher.
On with half of it. All right, little encouragement with the audience. $250 higher than a 6? Yes, it's a king, very much higher. Now,
That's a good card.
$750 and a
Okay,
king.
I'm going to bet it all that it's lower.
The whole thing.
Let's go for it all.
$750 that this card is lower than a king. It is. It's a 9. $1,500. We move the 9 up. Linda, you must bet at least $750. You can bet more. You have $1,500. You have a 9. What's your big bet?
All right. I'll bet the $750, and I'll say lower.
Come on. $750.
can't look.
Lower than a 9. Next, it's a 3. $2,250. Way to go, Linda. Good job. Come on down. The audience helped you?
They were right.
They're sure rooting for you. They've now helped you to the tune of $7,850 in cold cash. And a new challenger coming up in just a moment after this commercial message.